Hi, Palabo here. While I'm working on episodes for the next season, I'll give you some flashback episodes. Episodes that you might have missed. This one is episode 61 and is recorded in August 17. It was from my visit to New Orleans. Before we start, I'd like to remind you that I have a Facebook page where I share a lot of photos and stories that doesn't necessarily make it into this podcast. It's on facebook.com/The Radio Vagabond, or just search for The Radio Vagabond. Okay, let's go to New Orleans.
And this card indicates, Paula, that you are someone who would like to travel worldwide. So I'm not surprised you're in New Orleans, but I feel that your ambition is to take yourself to many, many places, even very exotic places.
Meet Palabo, a digital nomad from Denmark on an epic journey around the world. At the age of 50, he made a bold decision. He sold everything, his house, his car, his furniture, and set out with a quest to visit every single country in the world, documenting everything along the way. This is the Radio Vagabond Podcast.
I'm in the car driving down to New Orleans. It's Independence Day, the birthday of the USA, and I am going to celebrate that in Bourbon Street. This episode is brought to you in part by Hotels25.com. It's a website that helps you find the best prices on hotels and guest houses and hostels around the world. Hotels25.com, best price guarantee.
Howdy, 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 ho. Well, now she messed around with a bloke named Smoke. She let her know, he was cocaine. Took her down Chinatown and showed her how to get that gun around.
New Orleans, or New Orleans as they say down here, is one of the world's most fascinating cities. It's the home to a truly unique melting pot of culture, food and music. It's the biggest city in Louisiana and most famous for the French Quarter, where you find Bourbon Street. If you can't have a good time here, you'd better check your pulse. As I walk through the area, I hear music everywhere. Of course, jazz, a girl with a ukulele, some guys playing drums. I'll play you a bit of that throughout this episode. Also, here in the hot sun, right next to a jazz band on a square, there's a psychic offering tarot card readings. I don't really believe much in this stuff, or let's say I'm skeptical. So that's one of the reasons I sat down and gave him $30, and now I'll let you be the judge of it. Remember that I didn't tell him anything about myself. And before I play this, let me remind you that no one can say my name. Wherever I am in the world, except maybe for Denmark, and introduce myself, I always get a confused blank stare, and they say, say that again? Okay, that's about my name. Here goes.
So, what's your name?
Jeffy.
And what's going to happen now? You're going to give me a card reading?
I'll give you a tarot card reading, and I'm from New Orleans. My name is Jeffy.
And just to make it clear for the listeners, when did we meet?
Well, we met today, which is July 4th, Independence Day.
And that's like 2 minutes ago, right?
Absolutely.
So, apart from you, I told you that I'm originally from Denmark.
Right.
What else do you know about me?
Well, I'm going to shuffle the cards, and
but I haven't told you anything, right?
Right.
That's what I'm getting.
What is your name, though? Tell me that at least.
Palette.
Yeah. I said Palette at the same time. I actually see the name in my head before he says it. So
that's amazing, because people, when I say my name, people normally say that again?
No. I picked up on the name with my psychic energy. In the middle of the P and towards the end, I was seeing the whole name in my head. So I was able to reveal the name out loud. So hold the cards for me.
And we're in the hot sun here in the middle of the day in New Orleans, and a jazz band is playing just beside us. I'm holding the cards now.
Absolutely. So I am going to turn over the top card, 3 of Cups, And this card indicates, Paula, that you are someone who would like to travel worldwide. So I'm not surprised you're in New Orleans, but I feel that your ambition is to take yourself to many, many places, even very exotic places. And I feel you will accomplish much of this during your lifetime. I feel you already have traveled to an extensive degree, particularly in Europe, obviously. And where do you hope to go next? May I ask you a question?
From here, I'm traveling a little bit in the U.S., and then I'm going to Nicaragua.
Oh, excellent. Excellent, because I see many exotic places, and I feel your travels are going to be very thorough in the future. I also feel with 9 of coins, I see a close connection to a relationship partner. And I do not see a ring on right now, but I feel you have a definite connection to someone. Are you married? No. Okay, but I see the definite connection, definitely. But I don't see it as a lifelong partner, though. Okay? And I also feel that you're going to be weary about marriage in terms of the up-and-coming years unless something is especially arranged for you. So 3 of Swords, as you get very tied up and wrapped up in your work, and that's very important for you to know. So you don't like anyone interfering with your privacy when you are particularly working on your goals and efforts. So Ace of Wands. This card actually indicates you like to write. I see you writing about what you do. And have you ever written? I feel you have. Extensively, to a certain degree, moderately.
I published a book a year ago.
Yeah, I started to say published at the same time you did. I saw the word published, but I see you actually writing extensively, and the book makes sense. But let's see, Queen of Coins. This card indicates very trustworthy people around you. I feel like your household is protected and you have a sense of security there. Queen of Coins.
My household?
Your household in Denmark, when you lived in Denmark.
Yeah.
There was a sense of security, people not going in and out of there. We have a lot of issues in the country, this country, with safety and security and privacy. So I don't feel you have that issue. And where do you live now in the United States, if anywhere?
At the moment, I live in Natchez.
Natchez,
and,
right. Mississippi, or okay.
Mississippi, and I'm going to St. Louis.
St. Louis, right. Notice I'm screaming these words out at the same time. I said Natchez at the N, and at the S, I said St. Louis. I just want you to know once again, and I'm not trying to be snobby, but I see these words in my head. I get a picture, a sounding, without an actual sound. It's a symbolic sounding. It's actually like a vibration of the word before you even say it. That's one of my gifts.
You are listening to the Radio Vagabond podcast. If you like what you hear, please leave a review in iTunes. If you're listening on an iPhone, you can actually do it right there within your podcast app.
We'll get back to Jeffrey a bit later, but first I want to let you get a taste of the sound of New Orleans. These guys with plastic buckets and a few metal sticks invited people to come and play with them.
So Queen of Coins indicates, though, but you have to take yourself to more places that will help you. And you're going to have a long life. You're going to easily live to be in your 80s or higher. Easily. Or about, but I mean, it's going to be way up there in the 80s. You have the willingness, Paula, to really enjoy your life to an extensive degree all the time if possible. But you take life seriously. You take your work seriously, don't you?
I'm passionate about my work.
You are.
Yeah.
You are, but there's so much excitement about whatever you do. And so in that sense, the excitement translates into positivity.
Yeah.
You could be involved in so many other artistic areas and you would be successful as well. I promise you, Paula.
And here's a girl with a ukulele.
But you're going to expand your horizons, don't worry. No doubt about it, you're extremely intelligent. And you're going to be very successful in your work. But focus a lot of time on Europe, too. There's more work you have to do there. I feel you would enjoy Europe so much. Certain countries. Many countries. Southern Europe. You'd enjoy Italy, Spain, Greece, near to areas.
To what he says here, I'd like to add that a month after this, I got a job for Lego that required me to spend some time in Europe.
I believe that.
It's as if he knew that. And also, I decided to go on a digital nomad cruise in the Mediterranean from Spain to Greece. This was absolutely not my plan at this time. Well, maybe it's just a coincidence, but listen to what he says here. How could he know this?
But no doubt about it, you're extremely intelligent, and you're very much so intellectual.
This is so spot on that it's almost scary. Because I'm sure that he doesn't say that to everyone. Or does he? I'm kidding, of course, but what do you think about these kind of tarot card readings? Please join the conversation on my Facebook page, facebook.com/PaleRadioVagabond. And then the lights went down, and we went down to the river to watch a spectacular fireworks. I'll let you see a bit of it too.
You're listening to the Radio Vagabond podcast. Before we continue, I'd like to remind you that I would be so thrilled if you shared it on Facebook or Twitter.
As I was driving home to Natchez the next morning, there was an elder woman standing at the side of the road with a trolley in the hot, burning sun. I decided to pick her up. It turned out that she was a homeless woman and just wanted to go to a small, quiet town and maybe get a job.
Well, here I am on my way back from New Orleans to Natchez, and all of a sudden there was a hitchhiker. What's your name?
Sharon.
Hi, Sharon. Wasn't it hot being out here? It's so hot today.
Very hot, yes.
But you've lived a long time in Louisiana, and you're kind of used to it.
Yes, I am. I've been here about 47 years now.
Wow. Yeah. But you're originally born in the UK.
Yes, in Wells next to sea, England.
Yeah. And where do you live now? You travel around?
I am at this second, yes. Since my car broke down.
Yeah. You lost your job because of the car breaking down, and.
Yes, I couldn't get to work, so I lost my job because the car broke down. So I walked to get my last check, and then had a wrecker service come and buy the car for junk.
But you told me that you've in your lifetime you've been traveling all over the U.S. Is it as different as I think as a European? The different states
yes,
from north to south and west to east?
Yes, they are. They're very different. The west is rocky and arid, and there's gorgeous forests over there. The sequoias, the redwoods, the Cascade mountains and forests. It's beautiful.
But there also a difference in mentality?
Yes, there is. Southern people seem to be friendlier than northern people. And Easterners more than Westerners. The Southeast is just down home cooking and a welcome, come on in kind of atmosphere.
Yeah, you told me that you keep coming back to Louisiana.
Yes, for the food, the atmosphere, and the people.
What is it with the food? What is so typical of Louisiana?
Oh, the seasonings and the spices. I can't get enough of that.
I had gumbo last night, and I had crocktail.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
In Bourbon Street.
You can get anything on Bourbon Street.
Oh, yeah. You can even get a disease if you like.
Oh, yeah. You didn't do that, did you?
Yeah. So where are you heading now?
Hopefully a little town called Manny, Louisiana.
Yeah. What's there?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing, but it's out in the country and it's away from the cities. So I'm hoping to find just some peace and quiet out there.
Yeah. So where do you stay? Where do you sleep at night?
Up until now in my car. Now I don't know. No. The safest place I can find until I can get a job and put a roof over my head. I'm just between jobs right now because of the car. I'm going to find a small town where I can find a job. And
You got any family?
No. No, I wish I did. They've all passed away, and I'm out here on my own now. Still loving it, though. Yeah.
Is it rude to ask how old you are?
I'm 60.
Really? You need a roof over your head.
Yeah, I need a roof over my head. Yeah. I try one of those dating sites, but that's not what men are looking for on a dating site.
This episode is brought to you in part by Hotels25.com. It's a website that helps you find the best prices on hotels around the world. Hotels25.com. It's best price guaranteed.
If you like this podcast, please subscribe in iTunes or the podcast app on your smartphone. You can see pictures, watch videos, and read much more on theradiovagabond.com. Palais can be reached for interviews and public speaking gigs on mail at theradiovagabond.com.
After 3 weeks in Natchez and 1 day in New Orleans, I'm flying up to St. Louis, where I have another house sit. And I'm so looking forward to that.
I feel that you're going to have a very exciting life.
My name is Palle Beau, and I gotta keep moving. See ya.